Imagine a typical evening where you sit and wait for his message, that familiar feeling creeping in. Surely he'll text back soon, right? But instead of receiving an immediate reply, you're left to wait. It's been hours and you're still staring at the screen, refreshing the conversation, hoping for some kind of response. At first, it might seem like just a minor delay, but as time goes on, doubts start to creep in. Is this just a coincidence, or is there something deeper going on? Could it be that he's simply busy with something else? You start to question yourself. Why hasn't he reached out yet? If he really cared, wouldn't he have made time for a quick message? The hours drag on and you find yourself thinking about it more and more. You know deep down that something isn't quite right. There's a nagging feeling in the pit of your stomach that something's off. And finally, you realize this isn't the first time it's happened. He's done this before. The slow response, the delayed texts. You keep making excuses for him, convincing yourself that he's just caught up with life. But somewhere inside, you know that it's not just about being busy. It's about the way he's treating you and how he's made you feel. You've been here before, wondering whether you're just another option, another person in his life, or if you mean something more. It's a hard pill to swallow, but the truth is staring you in the face. You're not his priority. You're an option, and he's keeping you on standby for when it's convenient for him. This may sound harsh, but it's a reality that many of us don't want to face. We try to justify the silence, telling ourselves that it's normal, but when you really sit back and think about it, deep down, you realize it's not normal. It's a pattern of behavior, and that's when the emotional tug-of-war begins. You find yourself constantly waiting for him to show interest, and when he does, it feels like a brief moment of validation. But the rest of the time, you're left in limbo, wondering if he's truly invested in you. In relationships, actions speak louder than words. When you continuously find yourself waiting for a response, it's a sign that your time and feelings aren't being respected. You might convince yourself that it's just a phase or that things will change. But if this behavior continues, you need to ask yourself, is this the kind of relationship you deserve? Is this the type of attention you want from someone you care about? It's important to recognize when you're being treated as an option, because you are not a backup plan, a maybe, or something to be considered when it's convenient. You deserve better than that. The hardest part is acknowledging that you're stuck in this waiting game. It feels like you're constantly trying to read between the lines, searching for some sign of affection, some glimmer of attention. But if the pattern keeps repeating, it's a red flag. It's a clear signal that you're not at the top of his list of priorities, no matter how many times he claims otherwise. You start to lose track of the number of times you've made excuses for his behavior. Maybe he's just busy. Maybe he didn't mean to hurt your feelings. But eventually the truth becomes undeniable. You're being kept on the back burner. And the longer you accept this, the more difficult it becomes to break free from the cycle. It's exhausting, isn't it? The waiting, the hoping, the constant wondering if this time things will be different. But it rarely is. And that's the sad truth of the situation. It's time to step back and really evaluate what you want in a relationship. Do you want to be someone's second choice? Or do you deserve to be with someone who values you, who makes you feel like a priority and not just an afterthought? The emotional toll of being kept as an option is far too great. It's draining to constantly seek validation from someone who only offers it when it's convenient for them. You deserve someone who will show up for you, not just when it fits into their schedule, but because they truly care. Remember, love isn't about playing games or waiting in the wings. It's about partnership, respect, and mutual effort. You don't need to settle for anything less. So the next time you find yourself waiting, ask yourself, is this the kind of relationship I want? Am I truly being valued, or am I just another option waiting for a moment of attention? It's time to take a step back, to prioritize your own worth, and to stop settling for someone who can't give you the respect and love you deserve. Because you're not an option, you're a priority, and you deserve someone who sees that. When he cancels plans at the last minute, leaving you hanging with no real explanation, it stings more than just an inconvenience. It's that nagging feeling in the back of your mind. Am I just an option? How many times has this happened now? You make plans, you get excited, you put in the effort to get ready, and then, just like that, everything falls apart. The excuses roll in. Something came up, I had to work late, or I just wasn't feeling it tonight. But deep down, you can't help but wonder, why am I the one being let down? If he truly valued your time, wouldn't he make sure that his plans with you were a priority? It's frustrating, and it's starting to feel like a pattern. You've lost count of how many times you've rearranged your schedule, adjusted your plans just to accommodate him, but it never feels like it's reciprocated. And you begin to question if this relationship is truly a partnership, or if you're just a placeholder in his life. It's not just about missing one dinner or one evening out. It's about the repeated behavior that leaves you feeling like you're not important enough. Think about it. When it's convenient for him, he'll show up. But when something else comes along, you're the first thing to be pushed aside. You've seen it before, and it hurts. But what's even more painful is the realization that you've been putting in more effort than he has. You've been the one showing up, making time, sending thoughtful messages, and yet it feels like he's always a step behind. He'll call when he's bored or when he needs something, but when you need him, he's nowhere to be found. This kind of behavior starts to chip away at your self-esteem. You begin to feel like you're not worth the effort, and that maybe, just maybe, you're not really his priority. In these moments, you have to ask yourself, is this how I want to be treated? Is this the kind of relationship I deserve? If he's consistently cancelling plans and leaving you in the lurch, that's a clear sign that you're not at the top of his list. And no matter how much you want to give him the benefit of the doubt, the truth is starting to sink in. You're being kept as an option, not a priority. You shouldn't have to fight for someone's time and attention. When you truly matter to someone, they make an effort. They follow through. They don't leave you hanging. And that's a truth that you can't ignore, no matter how many excuses he gives you. It's time to stop accepting his last-minute cancellations as normal. It's time to stop feeling like you're just a convenience for him, something to fill his time when nothing else is happening in his life. You deserve more than that. You deserve someone who wants to make time for you, who looks forward to seeing you, who prioritizes your company. So, when he cancels again, don't let it slide by with another excuse. Use that moment to realize that your time is valuable and you deserve to be treated with respect. Stop waiting for someone who only shows up when it's convenient for them and start making room in your life for someone who will truly prioritize you. You don't need to fight for scraps. You deserve the whole meal. The next time he cancels, take a moment to evaluate. What am I getting out of this relationship? Am I truly a priority or just a backup? And then take action, because your time is precious and you deserve someone who recognizes that. It's time to stop settling for someone who can't give you the time and effort you need. Start putting yourself first and watch as the right people start to show up in your life. Every time he promises to change, to do better, to give you what you need, but nothing ever changes, it starts to feel like a broken record. The words come easily, but the actions are nowhere to be found. At first, you believed him. You gave him the benefit of the doubt. You thought maybe this time it'll be different. But the pattern repeats itself over and over. He says the right things, but when it comes to actually following through, nothing happens. It's the same story. Promises without action, words without substance. You've heard it all before. I'll be better next time. I'll make it up to you. I'm sorry, I was just distracted. But after a while, those words start to lose their meaning. You begin to wonder if he even means them at all. If he truly cared, wouldn't he make an effort to prove it? Wouldn't he show that he values you by keeping his promises, by actually doing what he said he would do? If every time he breaks his word, you're left feeling disappointed and let down, it's clear that the promises don't hold any weight. And that's a red flag. Because when someone truly values you, Their actions will align with their words. There won't be a constant cycle of unkept promises. And yet, here you are, waiting for change that never comes, wondering if you're just being strung along. What's worse is the toll this takes on your trust. At first, you trusted him completely, believing in his words, in his potential to change, to grow with you. But now that trust is beginning to erode. Each broken promise adds to the weight of your doubts. And as you look back at all the times you've given him second chances, you realize that your own standards and expectations have been put on the back burner. You've allowed yourself to believe in the idea that things might get better, even though you've seen no evidence of that happening. You've excused his behavior, convinced yourself that he'll change eventually. But deep down, you know that real change doesn't come from empty promises. It comes from consistent effort and respect. When someone truly values you, they make the effort to grow and improve, not just say the words that sound good in the moment. So what do you do when those promises continue to fall flat? You need to stop waiting for him to change on his own terms and start realizing that you deserve more than just words. You deserve someone who will show you through their actions that they are committed to being the partner you need. If he's unable or unwilling to follow through, then maybe it's time to reassess whether this relationship is really worth your time and emotional energy. You deserve someone who not only says they care, but also proves it with consistent actions. You deserve someone who honors their commitments, who values you enough to follow through. Promises without action are nothing more than empty words, and you're worth more than that. So, ask yourself, are you willing to keep waiting for someone who only gives you words, but never the actions to back them up? Are you willing to settle for promises that never materialize? Or is it time to take control of your own future and stop waiting for something that might never come? Your time, your energy, and your heart are valuable, and they deserve to be treated with respect. No more empty promises, no more waiting. It's time to start expecting more and to stop accepting less. When you find yourself constantly pushed to the sidelines, it's a hard realization to face, but it happens. He keeps the important parts of his life separate from you, and you begin to feel like you're not really a part of his world. He shares his day with everyone else, his friends, his family, even strangers on social media, but you're left out of the equation. You start to notice that when it comes to big events, celebrations, or important decisions, you're never there. You've never met his closest friends, and you're not invited to family gatherings. You get the sense that there's this whole life he's living, but you're not in it, not truly included in it. At first, you might think it's nothing. After all, maybe he's just a private person. Maybe he just doesn't like to mix his personal life with his relationships. But after a while, it starts to sting, because the reality begins to set in. You are not part of his real life. You're not the one he turns to when he's making plans for the future. You're not the one he shares his dreams, fears, and vulnerabilities with. Instead, you're just this person on the periphery, waiting for your moment to be let in, but never really given the chance. This kind of behavior makes you question your place in the relationship. Why is he keeping you out of the important things? Why do you feel like an outsider in his world? It's because at the end of the day, you're not truly a priority. You're just an option he keeps around when it's convenient for him, but not someone he sees as truly central to his life. This becomes even clearer when you realize that he's more open with other people. He'll open up to friends, he'll make time for family, he'll tell people about his plans for the future. But when it comes to you, everything feels surface level. He keeps you in a box, a compartment in his life that he can pull out when it's convenient. But when it's time for him to be vulnerable, to share his thoughts and dreams, you're not the one he turns to. That's a painful truth. It's hard to be kept at arm's length, knowing that you're not being invited into the deeper parts of his life. You've spent enough time with him to know that this isn't just a phase. This is how he's treating you, because he doesn't see you as someone to invest in deeply. And that's when the reality of the situation hits. You've been playing the role of the option rather than the priority in his life, and you're beginning to see the consequences of that. You're starting to realize that this is not a healthy dynamic. It's not a partnership. It's not mutual. And it's definitely not a relationship built on trust, vulnerability, and shared dreams. When someone truly cares about you, they invite you into their world. They don't keep you at arm's length. They don't treat you like an afterthought. They bring you into the fold, into the important conversations, the moments that matter, the life they're building. You deserve to be included. You deserve to be a part of the things that shape his life, not just an optional addition when he feels like it. You deserve someone who wants you by their side in all aspects of their life, not just when it's convenient. It's time to take a hard look at how this relationship is playing out and ask yourself if you're really being valued. Do you feel like you belong? Or are you just being kept in the background, never truly invited to step forward and be a part of the real everyday moments? Because you are worth more than being kept on the sidelines. You deserve to be a priority. And if he can't see that, then maybe it's time for you to step back and start looking at your life from a different perspective. You don't have to wait for someone to finally let you in. You deserve to be in the center of someone's world, not kept at a distance. And when you start demanding that kind of respect, you'll attract the kind of love that truly values you, the kind of love that makes you feel like you belong, not the kind of love that keeps you locked out. There comes a moment in every relationship where you start to feel like you're being played. And if you're honest with yourself, you've probably felt this way for a while now. It's the little things, or rather the lack of things, that start to add up. The inconsistency in his behavior, the moments when he's warm and affectionate one day and distant and aloof the next. It leaves you wondering, what's really going on here? You start to realize that you're being strung along, kept in a state of uncertainty, never quite knowing where you stand. When someone plays games with your emotions, it can leave you feeling confused, hurt, and lost. You're never quite sure if he's genuinely interested or just keeping you around because it's convenient for him. The worst part is you're not just an option, you're a fallback. He's not investing in the relationship, he's just filling space. And this uncertainty wears on you over time. You begin to second guess your own worth, questioning if you're good enough, if you're worthy of real love. But that's the lie you need to stop believing. You are enough, and you deserve to be with someone who treats you like a priority, not an option. When he keeps you as an option, it means he's not fully committed to you. It's all about his convenience, his needs, and his timing, leaving you in a constant state of emotional limbo. You deserve better than that. You deserve a partner who is clear about their intentions, who wants to be with you, not just when it suits them, but because they genuinely care about you. Someone who makes an effort to show you, not just with words, but through actions, that you're a priority in their life. The games stop when you decide that you're done playing. It's time to stop being someone's fallback, someone's maybe, or when I have time. You deserve to be the one they choose, every time. When you stop allowing yourself to be an option, you open the door to a healthier, more fulfilling relationship. And it's a relationship where you are valued, where your time and love are reciprocated, and where you don't have to constantly wonder where you stand. So ask yourself, are you tired of being kept in the dark, strung along, and uncertain of where you fit in his life? Are you ready to stop waiting for someone who can't commit and start focusing on someone who truly sees your worth? It's time to stop allowing yourself to be an option. You deserve to be the one they choose. You deserve to be treated with respect, with consistency, and with love that doesn't fade in and out based on convenience. No more games, no more waiting. It's time to take control of your own happiness and demand the kind of love you deserve. Because at the end of the day, you're not just someone to keep around when it's convenient. You are worthy of the kind of love that's steady, consistent, and unshakable. And if he can't give that to you, then it's time to walk away and make room for someone who will. If you recognize any of these signs in your relationship, remember that you have the right to demand what you truly deserve. No one deserves to endure ambiguity, manipulation, or disrespect. Don't let anyone make you feel like you're their second choice. Always remember, you deserve true love, not a game. I want to sincerely thank you for taking the time to watch, learn, and share in these relationship discussions. Thank you for joining me in exploring the important qualities that men appreciate in women. I hope you found value in what I've shared and that you're able to apply these insights to your life, building stronger and healthier relationships. Each one of us has the potential to become the woman men cherish the most. The key is to love and take care of yourself, knowing that you deserve the love and respect that you desire. Are you ready to continue your journey of self-improvement and build a lasting, meaningful relationship? In upcoming videos, we'll explore even more crucial topics in love and relationships, such as effective communication and how to maintain desire in long-term relationships. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of our future videos. Stay tuned as we continue to explore the secrets to building a happy and sustainable relationship together. And as you move forward, always remember, you deserve a wonderful relationship and you have all the qualities necessary to create it. Never forget your worth and never stop learning and growing. Wishing you success in your journey to finding and maintaining a loving relationship. See you in the next video.